Delighted to introduce my dear friend David Charalambos, who is the founder of Reaching People. He's an expert in human dynamics and communication. He is my go-to guy to understand the psychology of why this is happening. And he's going to be addressing today some of those fundamental issues. Why have these conversations been suppressed? Why haven't we been able to talk about these things? What has led to the absence of debate? Why are people being gaslit? Why are we unable to have these conversations? Why does this problem exist? So without further ado, it's my dear pleasure to introduce David Charalambos, our first speaker of the day.
So what I'm going to do today is going to look at three main questions. Why are people not listening to logic and fact? How we find ourselves in this situation? And then most importantly, what we can do about it. This is a true story. Happened during the first lockdown. The lady on the left, Rachel, is a trained psychologist. She went to a local park with some colleagues to see if anyone was in need, if there was any homeless person that needed help, or if anyone just wanted to talk to someone. There was an elderly lady sitting on a bench. She started shouting over, "Super spreaders, murderers, what you're doing is terrible." Now Rachel has gone out of her way to go and help. So she's standing there and she can feel the anger, the injustice rising up. And then she took a moment and she remembered a conversation we had. And this sentence, "Do not step in the ring." She realized if she stepped in the ring and she pushed the same energy back and tried to justify, nothing would happen. So she stayed calm. The elderly lady then approached her. Rachel turned around, put her hand on her heart, and said, "How can I help you, my dear?" The elderly lady, taken back, said, "What you're doing is wrong." Rachel said, "No, I'm a trained psychologist. I'm here within the law. What the government is doing to you is wrong. How can I help you?" She looks up, she says, "I don't want to get emotional." She says, "I'm a trained psychologist. I'm here. You get emotional if you need to." She looks up and she says, "I just need a hug." And this is what we're facing. People are divided against each other. Here's a typical conversation. We've got Jane blogs on the left, Joe blogs on the right. Now, I'm sure everyone in here has had this experience. Jane has read something. She's absolutely sure that this is a really clear fact. She presents it to Joe, and it just bounces back. Anyone had that experience? Like everyone. One of the main things is cognitive dissonance. And now, it sounds complex, very simple. Two ideas that do not match. Really that simple. Now, if Joe believes a certain thing and then Jane presents something that's different, it's created dissonance, we want to resolve that. We don't like it. Joe's got two choices. He either changes his whole belief system and looks into it, or he just dismisses what Jane's saying. What do you think the easiest way is? So effectively what we're doing is, and we can't not, it's human nature, we stand on a soapbox, which is a reservoir of all our memories, our experiences, our belief systems, what we know to be true. And then we project that into the world and into our conversations. You have two groups. And if those two groups oppose each other on their belief systems, and you present each group with a well-articulated point from the other group, you would expect that they would come more to the middle, wouldn't you? In fact, the opposite happens. They hang on to their existing beliefs even more. So if we just present more facts, all we're doing is we're cementing them to defend their current facts. It's just the way our brain is working. So here's the question. The real key one is, what can we do about it? The father comes along and he says, "Oh, you're spreading misinformation, whatever." And I said, "Oh, excuse me. I'll have a polite chat with you. What's your name?" He said, "David." I said, "Well, I got the same name." I said, "But before we start, let me tell you, I'm on the same side as you." He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "You're here because you care for your family and your friends. That's why I'm here. We just need to talk about the details." The whole energy changed. The caricature broke.